American relations with rising countries. The question that guided the research was, which factors impact perceptions of whether the relations of the United States with rising powers are improving, worsening, or staying the same? The dataset used is CCFR 2006 USA, and the sample size has 1,227 respondents. The specific analytical approaches that will be used are reliability analysis, cross-tabulation, chi-squared, ANOVA, Kramer's V, and Kendall's tau B and tau C. Florini believes that there may be misconnect between the policies and developments of the West and some of these emerging powers. Hempson, Jones, and Neal explain that the relations between the hegemon and rising challengers involve both engagement and containment, and therefore tension. Terhally suggests that as rising powers become socialized into the global order, they will reshape it as they enter. The survey question was phrased as, in your opinion, are relations of the United States with the following countries improving, worsening, or staying about the same? The responses in regards to China, India, Japan, South Korea, and the EU will be compiled into an index which measures the concept of perceptions of the U.S.'s relations with rising powers. Reliability analysis yields a Cronbach's alpha value of 0.6641, which is over the 0.6 threshold. The alpha decreases if any of the components are deleted. The frequency analysis depicts the majority of respondents as viewing relations to be staying about the same. 3 independent variables will be tested to see whether they have an impact on perceptions of the direction of change of U.S. relations. X1 is immigration levels, X2 is the role in world affairs, and X3 is whether the U.S. should maintain its position by disallowing other superpowers. The phrasing for the survey questions behind these variables is shown. It is hypothesized that as favor of immigration levels increases, perceptions of U.S. relations will tend towards improvement. The rationale behind this theory is that favoring immigration implies a positive outlook on international interaction, thereby tendencies to see the positive aspects of increased global integration. It is also hypothesized that wanting an active role in global affairs corresponds with more negative perceptions of U.S. relations with rising powers than wanting to stay out of it, as there is a potential conflict of interest between wanting control in world affairs and having to share that role with other emerging powers. Lastly, it is hypothesized that proponents of active efforts to ensure no other countries become superpowers have more negative views of U.S. relations with emerging powers than passive respondents, since those who want to maintain a position of hegemony may harbor more hostile sentiments towards potential challengers. Since X1, opinions on immigration levels, has 3 categories and is ordinal, ANOVA can be used. The means all lie within the confidence intervals. The p-value yielded by ANOVA is 0.0318, while the probability value of chi-squared is 0.0937. Both are fairly high, implying that the relationship depicted may well be due to chance. The tau b value is 0.0549, which is very weak, indicating that there isn't really a relationship between the 2 variables. It is a positive value, though, which indicates that as favor of immigration levels rise, so too does faith in relations with rising powers. The chi-square test applied to variable 2, role in world affairs, yields a probability value of 0.008, which means that the results are highly significant. It is very unlikely that the relationship is due to chance. However, the Kramer's V value of 0.113 implies that the relationship is very weak. This measure of association was used because it is a rectangular nominal biordinal crosstab. The chi-squared probability value for X3, efforts to ensure no other superpowers, is 0.114, which is marginally significant because it means that the results may be due to chance. Tau C was used because it's a rectangular ordinal biordinal cross-tabulation. The value of 0.036 is positive, indicating that proponents of active effort actually tend to view relations as improving in condition. However, the value is extremely low, implying a very weak relationship. Here, the general outcomes are summarized. Hypothesis 1 was technically correct, as there is a positive correlation between opinions on immigration levels and relations, but the results are probably insignificant and due to chance. Hypothesis 2 was also invalid. Although the chi-squared value indicates that it is probably not due to chance, the Kramer's V value shows a relationship that's too weak to be accepted. Hypothesis 3 is invalid too, as the tau C shows a very weak positive relationship, which contradicts the theory. The probability value indicates the result is quite likely due to chance. In conclusion, opinions on whether the level of immigration should change, whether an active role should be taken in global affairs, and whether an active effort should be made to ensure that no other emerging countries become superpowers, do not have enough impact on perceptions of how the U.S.'s relations with rising powers have changed. However, with predicted clashes due to increased global integration, it is important to evaluate what factors affect views on international relations. Some suggestions for future steps include having greater sample sizes, testing different variables, and using different index compositions.